Thank you, Melva. It's so lovely to see you again so soon. Yes. We had a party, didn't we? Well, I love doing Tupperware parties. It's my favorite part of the job, although I do one-on-one visits as well. But the atmosphere in the living rooms of my clients, it's so much fun. It's almost like everyone becomes a little girl again. I like that. Well, so I've got your special hostess gift with me today. And I'd like to show you a couple of things as well as talk about opportunities that you have at your disposal. So, just a moment. See, where's my pencil? Looks like I don't have a pencil today, but I do have my trusty pen. So, here we go. Yes. Have you been to Stearns lately? Yeah, that's where I got it. They've gotten a lot of new spring and summer style brooches with lighter spring colors. I just love this one. It actually goes with a lot of different dresses and sweaters and so on. Can you see it? Well, I know they had more. I wouldn't be offended at all if you wanted to get this one. Okay. Well, let's look at your hostess gift first. Do you mind if I move this? Okay. glad you selected this as your hostess gift. Partly because it just really helps you to become a better hostess, doesn't it? And I love how the Jel-N-Serve not only has this lovely, almost quilted, puffed up design, but it can also guide you in slicing your dessert. I like to use the depression right here as a guide, and I'll usually give someone a slice that's 2 widths, so it's very easy to give everyone the exact same amount of a Jello dessert. It's pretty nifty. So let me show you how this works. We have 3 features. First, we have the Tupperware seal right here. I'm going to be very familiar with that. These Tupperware seals are really the magic of the brand. They beat refrigerator dishes any day. And then we have the seal. Just look for the tab right here. This one's a little bit harder to get off because this entire piece is not flexible like this is. So you kind of have to get under the tab and pull up like that. See, this part is rather stiff and hard. Although the area around the seal is more flexible. And then you can see inside. The smoothness of this hard plastic is your friend when helping you to release the Jello from the mold. And I just love this mint green color. Then you can see the inner section. It's very important that this piece comes apart from the larger part of the mold. I'll explain that in just a second. But the ingenuity behind our Tupperware designs is just amazing when you come to think of it. So, when you're ready to prepare your Jello dessert, just flip the Jel-N-Serve over into its upright position, and the seal here is facing down, so this is the upright position for the upper seal, and you just set it down inside. It's very important that you give this a good seal. Can you see? So we're just going to start from the back, the opposite end of the tab, and start pressing. And the closer we get to the tab, it's just going to come into a nice circle with a solid seal. Now I like to take a closer look at it visually. For example, you can see right here that the seal is tight. There's not much room between the seal and the mold. But over here, there's a little bit more room. So you know that the seal is not on evenly. So just give it a visual look. And where you see a little bit of a gap, just go around and give it a bit of a press. It's very, very important that this top seal is secure, because I'm going to flip it upside down and fill it this way. So that seal needs to be very secure. Then I like to add any number of things. You might want to add pineapple, or you could do shredded carrots. I think a berry Jello with pineapple tastes delicious. An orange Jello with shredded carrots, or you could use this for an hors d'oeuvre or a side salad if you wanted to go with something a little bit more savory. In which case you could do a vegetable-based gelatin. Really, the sky is the limit. So once you have arranged anything inside before you pour the Jello, and do keep in mind that you can arrange things on the side using these indentations here. A slice of cucumber, small slice, might look very sweet in each one of these indentations. And then you're going to fill it just to the very top. So notice that we have a little bit of a lip here. you see that? So you do not want to fill over top of that and come up onto the lip. So stop right here on the edge, the lower edge here. And then affix your second seal. Again, I like to start at the opposite end from the tab. Press. Just like that. And then press your hand in the middle for the burp. Lift up. There you go. When you do that on this particular piece, you can feel the other mold right here under your hand. So burping is this mold right here is going to stop your hand at a certain point. It'll feel nice and secure when you lift that tab right here for the burp. Okay. Now it's very important for you to refrigerate this in this position and on a very level shelf in your refrigerator. Don't be tempted to turn it to this side just yet. The seal will hold if you do that. But here's what will happen. This is not filled absolutely to the 100% mark. And so if you flip it, Jello is going to come down just the tiniest bit below the top curve of your mold. And that's going to ruin the look of your Jello mold when it comes out. Okay? So let it gel in this position. So when you take this out of the refrigerator, and everything is fully gelled, it's time to consider what plate you will be displaying the Jello salad on. At this point, you can go ahead and rinse with warm water just on the top here. It will run down the sides, but don't turn this over just yet, okay? Warm water helps to loosen things up just a bit. But like I said, the inside is very smooth and will release the Jello very nicely. So when you're ready, take the top seal off. Let's find our tab right here. And just lift it off just like that. And then take your platter or your plate. Let's pretend that this is the plate. And we're going to gently center the plate on top of the mold. Right now the mold is upside down. The plate is upside down. And then with your hands, thumbs, holding the plate in place, flip it over quickly. As you do that, you will hear the Jello drop onto the plate. Not that much of a drop, but it will come loose from the mold. But what you want to do, now you've got the plate under here. Put it down. And now you're going to take the top mold off. If you take this off entirely, you might risk ruining the Jello dessert. But if you let the Jello release from the inside, first, just give it a little jiggle as you lift up. Then releasing the outer part will be much easier. Again, give it a little jiggle. Lift slowly. That way you know that it has released all of the Jello. And then you should have an absolutely delightful looking dessert. And you can add garnish on the edges. You can add maraschino cherries or parsley or bits of lettuce. All sorts of things. So let's just put this back in order. There we go. And I'm so happy that you get to enjoy this lovely Hostess gift. There we go. All right, let's just put this over here for now, and I'll show you a few other things. It's because you selected the Jel-N-Serve for your Hostess gift, I thought you might be interested in taking a closer look. And a few other Hostess items. So let's see. And grab the other catalog. So the first thing I want to show you is the Wagon wheel coaster set. You can see this beautiful barbecue display. Perfect for entertaining. You've got tumblers, pitchers, long teaspoons to stir your iced tea, and of course these tumblers, or I'm sorry, these wagon wheel coasters. Let me show you this. Here we go. And here's the complete set, as you can see. They come in lovely pastel colors. So we have this yellow, kind of a coral, very light tangerine, a green, a white, lovely pink, and blue. And of course we have tumblers, sets of 6 tumblers in all of the same colors. So you can either put your white tumbler with the white coaster, pink tumbler with the pink coaster. It gives you a lovely coordinated look. Or you could do a mix and match and put your white tumbler into the pink coaster, your pink tumbler into the blue, and so on. You can see the wagon wheel design. In there. Now, if you look closely, you'll see little holes on this top part. This is rather ingenious. It's not simply a coaster that will collect water and condensation, but it will also whisk that away from the glass or the tumbler. You just need to pull the top off the bottom, and you'll see, again, you can see the holes. You'll see that there is a little sponge inside that will soak up the droplets of water that drip down through these holes. And that way, when you lift up your cup, your tumbler, your glass, the coaster will stay on the table. It will not stick to your glass and come up with it. Isn't that neat? And these can always be removed and rinsed out to keep them fresh. These as well. And when when everything's dry, just replace them. Put the caps back on. And you're ready to go again for your next party. Isn't that neat? So that's a perfect product for entertaining. And you can keep them out on the coffee table or your front porch or wherever you might be entertaining. If the kids are having friends over, you can put them in the basement, and that way you'll be sure that your furniture stays protected. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. The other is more specifically tied to your Jel-N-Serve. And that is these Jel-ette cups. They store very easily. Normally something like this, if it came in glass form, it would be one piece, and it would take up a lot of room in your cupboards. But because these come apart and they are not glass, they can be stored. And these can stack very easily in a drawer and not take up much room at all. And the same with the bases. So we have, again, the classic pastel colors. We have the green, the yellow, the pink, the blue, and the coral. You can see it's a slightly different shade, but if you look more closely, you can see there's the coral and there's the pink. So it's a very nice color coordination with this set, with the tumblers, and so on. So many colors in Tupperware, but I love how we get so much coordination with different pieces. So, let me just put these aside. So now that you've had a party, I wanted to explain a couple of things to you. Thank you, Mrs. Hostess. So let me share with you. Now, of course, you knew that you were going to receive a Hostess gift when you had your first party. Let me just explain. Lovely Tupperware Hostess gifts are your dealer's way of saying thank you for being such a wonderful hostess at your Tupperware party. Another way is your free 6-month subscription to Party Line, a special publication for Tupperware hostesses only. A gift for yourself, for your family, or your home. It's yours for having a Tupperware party. The value of the gift you receive depends upon the number of star credits you receive at your party. And I've already discussed that with you. I'll just remind you that you received 5 stars for having the party. You had 13 guests, so you received 1 star for having at least 12 guests. You received 2 stars for the first party dated at your party, and 4 stars for each additional dating. And you do have 1 party that one of your guests scheduled with me. But if any of your other guests schedule with me within the next 2 weeks, the party doesn't have to be within the next 2 weeks. But if they schedule it, then we can go ahead and add 4 additional stars to your total. 4 stars for party sales of $45, which you reached as well. So that's how we came up with your star total. Now, if you have a second party, then we will be adding more stars to any unused stars that you've earned in this party. So you have applied your stars to this Jel-N-Serve. But like I said, if you get additional parties and earn more stars from this first one, then those can be added to any stars you earn for a second party. This is what I wanted to show you. Special gifts for special people. You can own these lovely gifts by becoming a Tupperware Gold Key Hostess. You are known by the shining key you receive for holding 3 Tupperware parties within a given time. And that given time is 6 months. So if you space that out, every 2 months have a party. When you hit 3, you become a Gold Key Hostess. It entitles you to special gift privileges. One of the most popular gifts is the exclusive Tupperware Rose Silver, created especially for Tupperware by the International Silver Company. Let me show you a picture of that. See right here, that lovely silver set. At each future party, you may add to the 26-piece starter set until you've earned the set you desire for your silver chest. That's if you're interested in the silver. After each of your first 2 parties, you receive lovely Hostess gifts from your dealer's regular selection, just as we reviewed. Then when you Total your Hostess credit for your third party and add the special gold key bonus of 20 stars. With that total, you can select the gold key gifts. We've got star values here for the different gifts, but let me just quickly review the gifts. So we have the Dominion electric skillet. We have the silver tea service right here with the teapot, the creamer and the sugar and the tray. We have a Dominion 4-slice toaster right here. We have the Dominion electric griddle, wonderful for Saturdays and Sundays, making pancakes. We have the Regal Ware gold percolator right here. It's a beautiful color. And then we have the Dominion sandwich toaster right here, so you can use it like a griddle. We've got eggs and bacon here, or you can place a sandwich on it and then flip the top over and grill the sandwich from both sides. We have the Tupperware rose dinnerware. Isn't that beautiful? We have the chic feminine shaver up top here. We have the silver set that I mentioned earlier right here. Ladies Hellbros watch right here, and then the men's version right here. And the silver serving tray. So many lovely gifts, and they have different star values, so you can basically spend your stars like cash. And if you have enough stars to buy 2 different items, you can do that, or you can invest all of your stars in a single item. So I just wanted to explain that. If, for example, you were to schedule a second party, we could certainly consider the Wagon wheel coasters as a possible Hostess gift, or the Jel-Ette cup set of 6 to go with the Hostess gift that you've already earned, if you're in that entertaining spirit. I know that you've certainly attended quite a few Tupperware parties, certainly ones that I've been honored to present, and maybe you've attended some other ones, and so you've probably have some of the basics squared away, the 1-liter bowls and the different sizes and so forth. And I see your salt and pepper shaker over there. So that's why I wanted to bring some of the entertainment pieces, give you a closer look at those, in case you wanted to expand your horizons a bit. So those would be possible Hostess gifts for a second party, but certainly if you're not interested in these, the sky's the limit in your catalog. You can move into baking and freezer storage and other things. And then after the third party, that's when you move into these special gold key gifts. So I just wanted to review that with you so that you could make some decisions about whether you want to have maybe a summer party in June, maybe late June after we're officially into summer. You could have an autumn party and we could bring in some different colors. Lots of ways to plan for this goal of becoming a gold key hostess. No pressure, of course. I just wanted to let you know that that is an option should you be interested. Okay. Well, that sounds wonderful. Okay, well, let's plan on that. I'll let you look at your schedule and we can consider maybe a July. I know you just said you're going on vacation soon, so maybe June is not the right time for you, but July would certainly still be within our 6-month window. Give you time for another party if you are interested. Okay. Well, you have my number. All you need to do is give me a call and I'll put you on the schedule. Also, I will leave this catalog with you, and my information is here on the back. If you would like to peruse the catalog and be thinking about possible hostess gifts that are of interest to you. All right. Get over your hair. And I think it's probably time for me to get dinner going. I love these evenings where it doesn't get dark quite as quickly. It's wonderful, isn't it? Depending on the night, it gives the kids time to play outside after dinner. Well, Miss Melva, it's been wonderful chatting with you. And just let me say again, I had a wonderful time at your party. The personality of every party is different because the group of friends is different. Even if there's some overlap, the interaction between the ladies is always unique. It's one of my favorite parts about this job. All right, well, I'll be on my way. There you go. Okay, well, I hope to see you wearing it the next time we meet. And that might be at your party, correct? I promise I won't wear this at your party. Okay. Very good. All right. Have a lovely evening.